Hey guys, what's going on? Okay, so for today's video we are going to do a pick a card reading, and today's topic is going to be what is keeping you blocked, what is keeping you confused, what is keeping you stuck from moving forward towards happiness, towards success, towards whatever it is. So what I want you to do is take 3 deep breaths. Focus on the question, what is keeping me blocked, what is keeping me confused, unfocused, and then decide on which pile you want to choose. So this is pile number 1 with the labradorite heart, pile number 2 with the amicitrine crystal, and we have pile number 3, which is a smoky quartz point. So pause the video if you have to. I'll put the timestamps below for your pile, and I'll see you there. Bye. Hey pile number 1, how's it going? Here we go. We're going to start your reading for what is keeping me confused, blocked, stuck, whatever it is that resonated best with you, with the labradorite heart. It is so pretty. It is like the northern lights stuck in a crystal. Okay, so let's take a look at your cards. First we're going to do your tarot cards, and then we'll move on to the oracle. So we have the 5 of Cups. We have the King of Wands. Can you see that? We have the 3 of Swords. Okay. We have the beautiful Star. And we have the Page of Pentacles. Alright, so right away I'm seeing that there's something that's keeping you in a state of sadness, upset. Maybe there was some recent heartbreak that happened. Perhaps someone came into your life just as quick as they left it, and there's no explanation. There was no sort of real reasoning why. It could also be a situation that ended quickly or abruptly, and it's sort of making you feel like you've lost something, okay? Right now you're staying, you're kind of focused on sort of the things that are gone as opposed to the opportunities that are still available to you, and that's because of this heartache, this upset. With the King of Wands, he's someone, or she is someone, if we're talking about a person who is, very passionate, charming, and almost, fun and exciting, but they're not very good at committing either. So everything sort of has to be their way, and that wasn't really happening for you right now. And what happened was maybe you had some resistance with that, or maybe you were too accommodating, and it sort of ended in a way where they were able to manipulate and take what it was that they wanted from you, and then they split. So now leaving you with sort of the empty cup feeling as opposed to the full cup feeling. But with the Star, this is offering a sign of hope and, giving you a positive message that there is light at the end of the tunnel. So when we think about the Star card, we think about the guiding star, okay? The night sky is uncertain, but there's always that one shining star that we can look to that will help us bring us back on our path. And the Page of Pentacles is also encouraging us to find a new focus and a new project that we can put our time and energy into, so that we can move past whatever it is that we're feeling sort of upset about. Let's see what your oracle cards say. So we have quite a few, but let's start with these ones. We have God Speaks. We have Spirit Guides. Beautiful. And we have healing. Okay, so definitely a message of healing here. There's definitely some healing that is coming through. I'm hearing that there is, a chance to connect with your spirit guides. There's a chance to connect with sort of a higher level intelligence or being that you can connect with and ask for help, ask for guidance, ask for signs. Okay, this God Speaks card is just, confirming that we do have the ability to co-create, to create and co-create, okay? So that we have an ability to create our own reality. So the Spirit Guides card, this is also telling me that they're there to help you through this healing process of whatever it was that was sort of cut quickly that you weren't ready for. Maybe there was a loss as well, maybe a loss of a pet, I'm hearing, maybe a loss of someone close to you, like you know, a death in the family even, and you know, there is that grieving process that needs to happen, and you know, which in turn is this healing card. But here we do have a chance to sort of connect with sort of a higher part of ourselves, to learn from this experience and see how we can use it to our benefit and shift our focus and our energy so that we can move forward towards our success and happiness. We also have the Orphan card. So this Orphan card definitely talks about, you know, that feeling of abandonment, that feeling of, you know, not feeling like you could fit in, or maybe perhaps you're not accepted, that feeling of not being accepted, that feeling of not, you know, sort of belonging. And sometimes what happens when we do lose something close to us, or lose something that we've put time and energy into, you know, when we lose that, we do feel like, you know, we've been disconnected. So, you know, just keep that in mind. And if it's not particularly someone that you've lost, or you know, a relationship, this could also be talking about even like work-related projects, or something that didn't come together that you were expecting that sort of got canceled. Maybe you weren't recognized for you know, an opportunity or a job that you did, and you're feeling sort of like you can't do anything right. And this goes with all aspects as well, you know, relationship, career, whatever you can sort of think about. But the Orphan card is definitely talking about this sort of idea of abandonment, okay? So when we think about, you know, even the Five of Cups, it can leave us, you know, that feeling of orphan can feel us sort of, again, lost, and, you know, our cups are empty rather than full. Our messages from fairy cards, we have Solitude. So solitude is, think of being alone as meaning you are all one, in total harmony with everything. The greatest treasures are those that wait silently during our quiet times. So this, you know, this Solitude card is kind of telling us that it's okay to be by ourselves for a little while. You know, if you need to be alone, or if you need a time out for you, you know, don't feel like you still have to live up to the expectations of people's social demands. So take a time out, take a step back to figure out what it is that, you know, you need to work on to move forward, okay? Don't be shy to, you know, maybe cancel that plan of, you know, maybe going out somewhere or doing something that's not really resonating with you right now, because right now you just feel like being sort of, you know, held back a little bit, and that's okay. And then we have Waiting for Winter, which is very similar in a sense, where we're sort of transitioning into this time of, you know, hibernating. So like the Solitude card, you know, time to hibernate, time to reset and rejuvenate ourselves. And, you know, a lot of these cards are actually very much sort of that lone wolf type of energy, and taking time to step back and figure out what it is that you need to work on or heal, or taking that time to work through that healing, okay? The message on the card is, during the colder months, the fairy queen of winter will help you manifest those heartfelt wishes, just as long as your intentions are the highest good of all. So just reminding ourselves that, you know, even though we might be in a place of pain, that, you know, it's always a good idea to never wish ill will on anybody or anything, including ourselves. So remembering to always have that, you know, internal dialogue that remains slightly encouraging and positive, you know, kind of like this God Speaks card, like just speaking divinely of ourselves. And then these next cards are talking about the archetypes, or the personality types that we might be falling into, or that we can learn from during this time. So right now we have Child. So the Child archetype, specifically nature, talks about connecting with nature, connecting with those natural resources that we have around us in order to find those healing energies, okay? And the Child energy archetype, I should say, when it's in a shadow period, then it can become abusive as well and act out physically towards the very thing that could offer healing, which is nature, animals, people, and the environment. So maybe take some time to get outside and smell the fresh air. If you've been in this sort of solitude, you know, maybe you've been in a solitude state for too long, and maybe it's time to maybe get out and just change the perspective a little bit and see, you know, just kind of get a new perspective of, you know, the world, and, you know, realize that there's so much beauty out there, natural beauty. And then we have the prostitute card, which a lot of people get uneasy when this card gets pulled out, but really it just talks about how, you know, sometimes we compromise ourselves in order for a gain. So perhaps someone, maybe this is part of the problem here, is that the attraction is, you know, are you easily manipulated? Are people, you know, counting on you for things, and you're so giving and willing to give that perhaps it becomes an issue where you put yourself in a place of expectation, or other people's expectations that don't quite meet up to what you think they should. So, you know, not living up to expectations, or they not living up to your expectations. And also, you know, but the good thing about this archetype, or this personality type, is that what happens is they end up becoming experts at negotiating their own spiritual power and their own gain as well. So, you know, take that power back and use it for something that can help you grow and help you sort of move forward. And then the last card here is kind of a power word card. So this is going to guide you to what it is that, you know, maybe you can focus on, or encouragement, sort of like a little affirmation, but it's one word, okay? So one word to carry with you whenever you're feeling in this sort of mode of stuck or not being able to move forward. And we have the wisdom card. And this card is beautiful because with the wisdom card, we're talking about not only obviously the wisdom or what we learn from this experience, but also understanding that, you know, even in a rocky ocean where there's, you know, way crazy waves on the surface, the further deeper or the further down we go is a quiet stillness, okay? So again, this could be telling us that, you know, that solitude, that time of self, that going deeper, that searching internally is what is going to help you regain your peace. So even though things might seem a little bit rocky right now, it's okay. Maybe take some time to reflect on the situation and see where you can sort of find that wisdom again to create yourself out of this funk, okay? So your power word is wisdom, and I hope you can remember that as you go through your day, your week, or your month, whenever you're feeling sort of low or down because of whatever the situation may be. So remember, wherever there's a rocky ocean, there's always a quiet and still ocean floor. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that reading, group number 1. Please come back and check out more videos. Make sure you're subscribed, and I will see you on the next one. Bye. Hey, group number 2, how's it going? Here is your reading for what is making you stuck, or making you feel like you're stuck, confused, unable to move forward. What is sort of the energy around that for you right now? Let's take a look with the beautiful ametrine, which is a mix of amethyst and citrine crystal. So let us take a look first at your tarot cards, and then we'll move into your oracle. Alrighty, so you guys, group number 2, we start off with the Strength card. Let's get you in focus, there you go. Then we have the King of Cups. We have Justice. We have the Magician. And the Four of Cups. Alright, so let's take a look here. Okay, so right off, I'm kind of getting a feeling that maybe there's a situation going on right now. It could be a legal matter, or it could be something where it is causing you to question the authenticity of a situation or a person. Okay, maybe this person is, you know, it could be someone close to you, an authority figure, or maybe someone in a relationship that is maybe making you question some of their acts, whatever it is that you're connecting with them. You're questioning their authenticity. As far as legal matters go, maybe you're in the middle of something, and you know, this is just acknowledging that, you know, will you find justice in the situation? Okay, now when we talk about the Strength card and the Justice card together, these are, well, we actually have 3 major arcana cards, which indicates to me that there's going to be some major shifts experienced in your life for the next little while. So the Strength card is inner strength and focusing on where we can tap into our biggest and highest potential. And right now, maybe you're feeling like, you know, things are kind of stale, things are kind of boring in your life right now, or maybe you're just waiting for an answer, okay? Maybe you're waiting for something to happen and it's just not coming out right now. With the Magician card and the 4 of Cups together, the Magician card talks about manifestation and, you know, being able to sort of create our reality with, you know, our ideas and our motivations. But with the 4 of Cups, when we're stuck, when we're feeling like we're emotionally drained, then we start missing out on the opportunities that are being presented to us. Instead of taking on these responsibilities and seizing the day, right now we're feeling like we're in a moment of uncertainty or confusion, which I guess makes sense when you think about the question. So the King of Cups with the 4 of Cups, again, this could be something that is talking about maybe seeking some advice from someone older and wiser and close to you, or maybe someone is not fulfilling their role right now and it's leaving you a little bit, you know, like it's lackluster. When we talk about the Magician and the Justice card together, so these two right here, because they're major players in the tarot, these are big outcomes, okay? So something big is going to change and shift or create in your life that's going to reveal a truth. It's going to reveal something. All you need to do is just sort of get out of your own head and find your strength and find your sort of mojo, okay? Get your mojo back so that you're not feeling still stuck in this rut. And you know, maybe all you have to do is just change your perspective and turn around or look up or whatever it is. Keep your head from, you know, sinking down so that you can see what new opportunities, what new changes are presenting themselves to you in order for you to move forward. So let's take a look at your oracle cards to see if we can get any other sort of clarifiers here. We have self-involved, deceit, and the Lovers. Okay, so perhaps, you know, again, between the Deceits and the Lovers card with the Justice mixed in between, and the King of Cups, actually, the King of Cups is somebody who has been in the game for a while and, you know, he sort of knows what he wants when it comes to his desires, his emotional sort of fulfillment. So maybe there's someone in your life that, you know, you could look to for advice on whatever it is concerning matters of the heart. Perhaps something here is, you know, relating to, you know, questioning somebody's authenticity. Okay, questioning somebody's motives in a particular situation, and it's kind of got you hung up on questioning whether they're genuine and if they are in it for the right reasons. Okay, this in turn can make sort of you kind of be in this bubble of, you know, constant repetitive thinking. Perhaps the person themselves the person themselves is self-involved and it's making you feel a little bit uneasy as well. If we're talking about, you know, career-wise, you know, thinking about you know, someone at work or a situation at work that you feel like is kind of taking you out of, you know, being truthful to yourself or being truthful to your job, or someone maybe being sneaky and trying to either, you know, steal resources from their work or from you, or, you know, claiming work as their own, or just not helping you, or it could be anything like that. Any sort of shady, shifty interactions with somebody at work, or even a situation. Maybe there's a project, or, you know, maybe you're working on something right now that's not feeling like it's really in your job description. And you know, this Justice card is just kind of like, you're not feeling it, you're not going for it. You want everything to be fair and right, because right now you feel like you're sort of being played a little bit. And then we have Wish Wisely, which is use your wishes wisely to manifest your heart's desires and take practical steps towards making your dreams come true. And stargazing, when you gaze at the stars, you give yourself very focus. Your intuition will flow more freely when you reveal what you need to know about your situation. So the stargazing, again, is kind of like looking for the answer, for the truthful answer. And actually both of these cards have a similar theme. You know, there's that sort of kind of blue, dark hue, almost an uncertainty, like you can't quite see clearly what's in front of you or around you, but you know that there's something out there. You're just trying to find the answer. And the Wish Wisely card is reminding us to maybe speak our voice and, you know, speak our concerns and stand up for yourself. Perhaps you need to, like the Magician, for Wish Wisely, perhaps it's time to change focus and start focusing on what it is that you want to manifest or want to create for yourself out of this, you know, out of this experience. Okay, so using your own sort of inner strength, your power, to create what it is that you want to wish for. Okay. The next cards we have are Message in a Bottle. This is a beautiful card. And we have Poised. Love that. And last but not least, for these three, we have Treasure Island. So these are amazing cards because each of these cards are very positive in their energy. So Treasure Island is basically a card that comes up when we are reminded to look at the abundance already existing in our life. So like the Four of Cups, with this cup here being presented behind us, but we're not seeing it right now. This Treasure Island is reminding us to, you know, take a step back and look around so that we can realize the abundance in our life already as it exists, and taking up that enjoyment so that we can change our perspective and move on. Now the Poise card is asking you to take charge of a situation. Much like the Strength Tarot card, the Poise card is telling us to reclaim our power. Okay, so we're ready for action. It's time to move forward. It's time to take action and create our own manifestations, like the Magician as well. So keeping that in mind so that we're able to take on or seize that new opportunity that we may have missed because we're not feeling like maybe we're in the right spot to seize the day, or maybe we're not feeling good about it. And Message in the Bottle is reminding us to look for the messages, look for the signs and signals that are going to help guide us down a path towards our success and towards our happiness. So, you know, being mindful of the synchronicities in life, and as well any sort of little signs from hearing a song on the radio that you may have been thinking about, listening to the lyrics, to maybe you're seeing repeated numbers and what does that mean to you? You know, maybe reflecting on that. Or perhaps you get, you know, an email that is presenting an opportunity that you never thought would come your way, and this is telling you to seize the day, okay? To act on it. And then these next three cards are sort of the personality types that we can either draw from or learn from, or perhaps falling victim to because of our situation. So we have the healer, and the healer is a passion to serve others. And they love to help people. Perhaps you yourself are a healer out there. And this is just acknowledging that. But the shadow attributes are taking advantage of those who need help, failing to care for oneself. So if you have been in this sort of situation where you've been focusing too much on the negative side of things, then, you know, again, this is taking away from your healing time as well. So being mindful of that. We have the scribe card. So scribe is definitely talking about writing things down, okay? Maybe learning something new, maybe seeking out some knowledge, seeking out some resources so that we can set ourselves apart from, you know, the rest of the crowd or even the situation, so that we can keep our mind focused on learning and growing from whatever it is, from the situation or from whatever it is that we would like to learn from, really. The shadow attribute is altering facts or plagiarizing others' work. So this could even be sort of connected to that deceit card or that justice card. Maybe you're feeling like, again, sort of your radar is out and you're trying to find who or whatever it is not genuine in your life. Okay, so if you have any concerns, maybe writing them down or writing an email, or, you know, addressing it with somebody, so, or yourself, if it's something that just relates to you, just writing it down and then reflecting on it, so that, you know, maybe you can find those answers, find that message in a bottle that is, you know, waiting to be unveiled. And then we have the child divine. So the child divine talks about how we're able to tap into that sort of higher self within and connect with that divine source, so that we can get those answers, or that we can grow from this experience. It's innocence and purity, and sometimes we can be taken advantage of because we put a lot of trust in someone or something, and then what happens is you end up feeling like we've been taken advantage of. And the child divine can be subject to that because of their ability to see the beauty in everything and everyone. The shadow attribute for this card, though, is the inability to defend oneself against negative forces. So if you're sort of feeling like you're not able to tell someone or something how it is you feel, then you are going to feel like you've been manipulated or tricked. Or maybe you're feeling like the situation isn't coming together because of maybe you're allowing it to happen without realizing it. So taking that into consideration as well when you're thinking about what it is that's making you feel stuck. So the last card is a sort of a power word card, a word that I want you to carry with you next time you ever feel like you're starting to get into this rut, into this negative space of what's keeping you stuck. And, you know, the word for you that got picked out for group number 2 is miracles. So if we look at this card, we see a beautiful mountain range, and we see a double rainbow. And the miracle card, just like the magician card, talks about our ability to create our own miracles, our ability to work past any sort of troubling forces or what seems like huge obstacles, that we're able to get past these just with our own motivation, our own drive, our own perseverance, by tapping into our inner strength, okay, and moving past our own negative limiting beliefs. So the word for you is miracles, and remembering that these rainbows, these double rainbows, is truly a sign of hope and a reminder of the miracles that we can create in our own life. All right? Okay, group number 2, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Please subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. See you later. Hey, group number 3, what's going on? Let us take a look at your cards for what is keeping you stuck, what is keeping you stuck from moving forward, from keeping you from successes, all that jazz. Let's take a look. You had the smoky quartz point, beautiful crystal, and we're gonna start off with pulling your tarot cards first. which you guys had quite a few that jumped out. So we have the Nine of Pentacles. We have the Devil. Death card. Don't be afraid. We have the Three of Wands. The Ten of Pentacles. Beautiful. The Knight of Swords. And we also have the Four of Pentacles. All right. Oh gosh, now we have another card here. We have the King of Pentacles. Hello. Okay, lots and lots and lots of pentacles, guys. Tons of pentacles. So maybe there's something around money or financial situation that is keeping you from, you know, it's really weighing on your mind, and right now it's sort of the focus of your life, okay? When we see the Death card, you know, let's just get this right out of the way. It doesn't necessarily mean that someone or something's gonna die. Well, maybe in a way, not maybe quite literally, but a situation is transforming. There's a transformation happening. There is a shift, an end of a cycle, and it's time, you know, for a rebirth almost. So whatever it is that you're going through, because this is also a major arcana card, this is signaling that a major shift or transformation is going to happen. And you know, it's going to the cycle is ending, okay? So whatever it is, whatever funk that you're feeling right now, it is coming to an end. So you can you know, praise Jesus for that. So then we have the Devil card. And the Devil card talks about, you know, addiction or self-sabotaging behaviors, the manipulation in our life. So with the Devil card specifically, perhaps these are ideas that you are embellishing or perhaps worrying over, that you're making a mountain out of a molehill, and it might seem, you know, a little overwhelming what's happening to you right now. But just know that with the Nine of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles, these are two really, really great positive cards. The Nine of Pentacles kind of talks about patience and having that trust that we are, you know, going to reap what we sow, and that all the work that we've put in, and that all the water that we've planted over those seeds, it's almost going to be time to harvest and collect. So just hang in there, because then the Ten of Pentacles talks about, you know, sort of living in that abundance, living in that sort of legacy of everything that we've created, and now it's coming to fruition. So with these two cards, no matter what it is that you might be feeling, especially if it does concern finances, you might be feeling like you want to hold on tight to your money, or you don't want to really share it in any way. And maybe with Christmas coming up, you might feel like, you know, how are you going to survive Christmas? So you're holding on to every penny that you're getting. And this could also be holding on to an idea or holding on to someone or something very tightly and closely, so that you don't want to lose what you have already, okay? So you're worried about losing what it is that is in existence right now, because you're not quite sure how to see past this sort of aspect of waiting for the harvest. You know, perhaps that this Devil energy is making you feel like things are worse than they actually are. So it's that whole manipulation of your mind, manipulation of a situation to put you in a spot where you're not quite feeling, you know, quite secure in something or someone even. When we look at the Three of Wands, you know, this could even be traveling. If you're planning a trip, there's a journey coming, or, you know, maybe it's time to change the path, change the direction, find a new passion, find something that is going to sort of spark or ignite your drive to look past this Four of Pentacles energy of holding on so tightly. The Three of Wands is kind of asking you to look at the big picture, okay? So instead of just seeing what's right in front of you, looking at the new horizon and seeing all the opportunities that are sort of laid out for you if you can. So shining the light on that type of stuff, okay? And then the King of Pentacles, you know, this could be straight up, you know, your bank or a boss, someone who is in charge of your paycheck, or maybe if you're an entrepreneur, you know, maybe you are the one that's sort of guiding your finances. But the King of Pentacles is also a reminder for us to be grounded and to have a good head on our shoulders, so that when we are feeling like we're in a bit of a funk, coming back to sort of our roots is where it's important, so that we can talk ourselves through a more balanced mindset, okay? And then the Knight of Swords, he likes to take charge and seize the day and go after the opportunities. He's sort of the hero of this whole group. Perhaps someone in your life is gonna come in and ease your mind, or offer you some help in a way that, you know, will help sort of relieve the situation. Also talking about the Nine of Pentacles, you know, the Knight of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles, they're kind of opposing energies, okay? We have one that's very action oriented, and then we have another one that sort of encourages us to wait and be patient. So when two cards like this present themselves and they're very opposite, you know, that could even be sort of an indication of what you're feeling. Maybe you're flipping back and forth. One day you're feeling great and you're ready to take on the world, and then the next day you're like, ooh, like, okay, I need to slow things down. So, you know, remembering that it's okay to find balance in both of these energies. So, you know, when is the right time for you to move on and take on the situation, but then are you remembering to take time to assess and be patient and, you know, see the bigger picture, and trying our best not to self-sabotage, okay? And then just a quick little reminder about the Death card. Again, this is an end of a cycle, a transformation. So remembering that something is going to come out of all of this and offer a new insight. So let's take a look at your Oracle cards. So the first three we have is Look Within, Imperfect Beauty, and Transformation. I love that this Transformation card came up because it's pretty much the Death card in a sense, okay? Because we have this transformation and this Death card, this is definitely an indication that something is changing, or maybe you are going through a transformation in yourself that is, you know, time to change or turn over a new leaf. Maybe right now it's not looking like it's the best situation, or perhaps your confidence is a little bit low, and, you know, looking within to find those answers, right? Like, you know, we always talk about, or we always hear about, you know, how the answers lie within, and this is so true, because nobody can really make you happy. You could have everything in the world, but still sort of find flaw in that. But when we look in and we realize, you know, what it is that we need to sort of focus on and be patient for, or what it is we even need to seize the day on, you know, then we start to go through this process of transformation, because we're more clear on what it is that we want. And then we have message from the fairies. So we have nature signs. Okay, so be receptive to the subtle messages of nature, talking about nature and finding that healing aspect of nature to change your perspective and realize that the world may seem imperfect, but there is definitely a natural beauty about it, and taking on sort of that aspect. And then we have temptation. So much like the Devil card, this is This is crazy that this card came with this as well. It's the first time I'm seeing this. Are you in denial about unhealthy habit, perhaps that make you feel guilty? This fairy says you have the power to overcome temptation. So this is pretty much the Devil card. These two cards are very much the same. The Devil card does talk about addictions as well, and that could be from physical addictions to emotional addictions to, you know, even mental addictions, okay? So things that we're latching onto perhaps to escape what it is that we're truly feeling, okay? Maybe over shopping. Maybe that's why this Four of Pentacles is coming out. You know, maybe the need to shop, or, you know, shop therapy needs to scale back a little bit. Maybe we're having a feeling of, you know, maybe we're addicted to whatever it is you're addicted to. It doesn't matter. It's, you know, are you in denial about what it is that's truly going on? And, you know, right now you're just sort of focused on what it is that's happening to you and not realizing that it's happening for you, if that makes sense. So then we look at the Soulmates card. So this card talks about finding a union somewhere that will, or a partnership that will help you, you know, create what it is that you're hoping to create or get past or get over. Maybe you need to call on a friend, or maybe you need to call on a coworker, or maybe you need to call upon a teacher or a guider of some sort to help you with your best interests at heart, of course, to help you see things in a better perspective or a more positive situation in some way, shape, or form. And, you know, it's okay to reach out and find that soulmate for this situation. So who in your life can you call on to help you? Even if it's just to lend an ear, maybe you need to talk to somebody, and that's cool too. And remembering, you know, maybe going for a walk, maybe finding somebody who, you know, likes to go for little nature hikes or go for walks in the forest, and asking them if you can join them on their next one. So then you kind of get the 2-for-1 kind of deal here. And then we have these two cards here, which talks about personality types that we can either draw from or learn from in this experience. So the first one we have is the child, orphan. So learning to go at it alone. But at the same time, the shadow aspect is feelings of abandonment, okay? It's funny because one of the other groups had an orphan card in another oracle too. So definitely that feeling of, you know, being alone, being abandoned, not belonging. This is sort of what's encouraging this feeling of stuck. Maybe you don't feel like, you know, there is a soulmate. Maybe you're feeling so alone that you can't really call on anybody right now. And, you know, this is truly a reminder that we totally can. There is always someone out there, even if it's just someone you meet at a coffee shop and you connect somewhere, or, you know, in a group, you know, in a social group. It could be anything from, you know, a mom group or a dad group or whatever it is, you know, connecting with someone so that you can feel like you have a connection and that you can sort of chat it out with somebody, okay? And then we have the detective. So great powers of observation and intuition, desire to seek out the truth. And then the shadow attribute is falsifying information. So, you know, getting down to the real nitty-gritty of the situation. So like the temptation card said, are you in denial about whatever it is that is keeping you chained or locked down, okay? So maybe perhaps it's time for some inner exploration and facing whatever it is, the real reason behind why you're feeling stuck, okay? What is it? You know, and once you can realize that or find that answer, then that true transformation will begin for you, okay? And then the last card is sort of your power word card. It is going to give you one word for you to carry with you for the rest of the week, month, year, or whenever it is you feel stuck again from being able to move forward. So your card is action. All right, so this is the time to take action and to move forward for, you know, true transformation and end the old cycle and begin the new. So with this card, you know, you kind of see the clouds rolling in. And although it seems, you know, a little bit gloomy, you know that there's a storm coming, and when the storm comes, it means change. It means things are going to shift and shake. Things are going to happen. Once the storm is over, then things can start to settle down and, you know, almost have this feeling of rejuvenation, okay? So it's time to take action, you know, be fearless, be strong, and don't forget to look within so that that transformation can occur, so we can move forward over those obstacles and that hump, and, you know, just take action. I hope you enjoyed that. Group number 3, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to like the video. There'll be plenty more, and I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.